For everyone watching, can you just walk through obviously your name, where you're from, and how you started, how you got your start, and we'll eventually dive into where you're right now.
All right, so my name is Sneha, and I've been in dropshipping for like now at least 4 months now. So I am basically from Punjab, from India, but like from last 2 years, I've been residing in Canada only for my post graduation and then like settling up here. But then I saw the like job market here is like really bad right now, like the session and all going on. So that's why like I knew dropshipping like in maybe in like COVID time. I knew like drop shipping in something, Shopify is something, but I was just like procrastinating things. And even like when I met you, maybe in 2023,
Yeah.
yeah, so we first talked in 2023, then I just like didn't feel like doing it. And then I wasted my whole year like deciding like if to do it or not. Then I finally like took a step and contacted you for mentorship, and now I'm here.
hmm
Yeah.
Before we dive into where you're right now, before we started, what were you doing
Mhm.
before that? Were you still planning on starting? Were you running any stores? What were you doing before that?
So I took a cheap course from one of the well-known mentor over the Instagram. Like he's verified, and I took it. Then he just tried to like get more money from me,
hmm
and yeah, I did like reach out to him like it's not working and all. And he said that he even like quoted me for like 3,000 US dollars per month and do everything for me, like automation and all. So, but still, it was a lot of money for me because I just I just came on work permit. I was an international student back then. Then I just like no, I don't have the budget for it. So I just like delayed the things. Then I met you, and yeah, things are now like this.
Amazing, man. So, where you are right now? What kind of numbers are we hitting right now?
Yeah, so right now, like this month has been like incredibly unexpected, I can say. I started my store and like I was hardly getting like 100, $200, very hard, like 100, $200 a day. Then like after being like, yeah, I am in like third month of your mentorship
Yeah.
where I like where we are working on it together. So this is my first day, I can say, for like I crossed like 1K dollar in sales, and it
Amazing.
is the US dollars. Like just to
Yeah.
clarify it, like in Canadian dollars, it like almost $1,800. So that's a pretty big, huge achievement
Yeah.
for me.
Absolutely. And so just between us, this is just the start.
Hmm.
We
Yeah,
have not even scratched the surface yet. There's so much to
exactly.
do. There's so much to still work on. The conversion rate we're working at right now is a really good conversion
Hmm.
as well. It's almost 2.6% because it's not tracking all the sales here. There was
Yeah.
0.5, but tracks
Hmm.
0.6% conversion rate. So very good conversion rate that we're maintaining here. This month so far, in 10 days, in the
Hmm.
first 10 days, we've crossed almost $6,000 already.
Yeah.
AOV looks good, and there's a lot of things to still work on and improve on as well. I think we're sitting at least almost a 3% conversion rate. I think we'll get there as we start to improve more and more aspects of the store as well. But
Hmm.
before, before the program, obviously, were you skeptical? Was there anything holding you back? How did you know, basically overcome that? And what made you overcome that?
So I was pretty skeptical. I wasn't even confident like if dropshipping will work for me
Yeah.
because a lot of people are in like it has been like becoming a lot competitive right now. And still like when we contacted like a year and a half ago, like you were saying that like it's going to work, but I was still like pretty not pretty confident about it. Then I just like I followed you since we met,
Yeah.
and yeah, then I just kept seeing your stories and all that, like you are like making these things work. So I was like it started building confidence in me that if these guys are doing with your mentorship, I can also do, right? Because this is so I'm basically not a 9 to 5 person. I cannot like work under someone's like control or a boss. So that's why like I had this in my mind to work like on my own to have my business, like back when I just got graduated in 2020. But it was just I wasn't being able to find the right mentor.
Hmm.
Now I got you. Like, yeah, I'm hoping this to like work like, and I'm hoping an exponential growth in this for sure. And I'm pretty confident about it right now.
I'm certain. I'm not confident. I'm certain that that would happen. And what did you do to overcome that, fear? Because a lot of
Mhm.
people getting into it, and a lot of people who be watching this as well, have that fear, and that fear is something that holds almost everyone back. And the fear of it
Exactly.
not potentially working is the biggest fear I've seen everyone hold them back. But what did you do to overcome that fear? What would you say to people who are trying to overcome that fear, but there's still something holding them back? What would you say to those people?
So I would say like this is the true phrase. Consistency is the key. You need to you need to be consistent, and you need to have a lot of patience in this, because yeah, as you said, like it is the real business we are trying to build. So real businesses take time, right?
Mhm.
So even like if I even like in month of like March and April, even in May, like we started like working real on by the end of May, right? Before then, I wasn't making anything. I was just losing money on ads and all because I didn't have the right protocols to follow, right?
Yep.
So I even contacted you like a couple of times, like it's not working, I'm losing hope. But I just stick to your words that consistency is the key. You need to be very patient in it. So that's what I did. Oh, I got another order.
Amazing.
Yeah. So patience is the key, and you need to trust. Even if you have a mentor, just give every kind of efforts that they need. And even if you are like not satisfied with your results, just try working harder. That's all I can say. Like patience, you need to be very patient in this.
Mhm. Patience definitely goes a long way because that's how I started off. The first few
Hmm.
months are always, very rough in terms of, whatever progress you see. Because any type of
Exactly.
skill you try to learn, if you're skinny and you want to get jacked, there's a lot
Hmm.
that you have to do in the first few months that eventually make sure that you're jacked. So the
Yeah.
same process applies here is that you at least start and you take that first step. But
Yeah.
most people are afraid to take that first step. How did you take the first step? Obviously I know that it was something that hell you were doing some other mentorship, you were getting lost everywhere, but
Yeah.
how did you take your first step? Was it risky for you? Did you think it was risky? But how did you take the first step?
So exactly, risk risk is everywhere, right? If you need to get out of your like comfort level, you need to take risk. Like without knowing that if it will work or not, you need to take that pretty huge step in your career, because you don't know if you don't try, right? So I just had that thing in my mind. Okay, let's give it a try. So I was just hoping like, okay, if it works, it's okay. If it doesn't work, then it was not meant to be for me.
Yeah.
So that's why I just kept that thing in my mind, like it has to work. And it's like I'm not expecting any results out of it for like a month or so.
Yeah.
And even if I'm just doing the bare minimum, I'm just like on the break even, it's okay for me. Even like the protocol is working, right? The proven system is working, even if I'm not making any profit out of it. So that was my approach. And yeah.
That's amazing. And I guess that's the exact same approach a lot of people treat a job, because everyone gets stuck in this starting phase, is that that's the toughest
Hmm.
part. No one gets
Yeah.
to that toughest part, and then they don't get to reap the rewards because they don't get to those initial 2-3 months, because that's when it sucks. And eventually it
Hmm.
gets better and gets better because your
Exactly.
muscles start to evolve, right? You start to
Yeah.
love that. And eventually if you do it once, you can do it over and over again. And the skill
Hmm.
that you're developing right now, you're developing how to build a business, you're developing exactly how to run ads, how to find the right products, how to find your target audience, how to write the copy. You're learning all of these other areas which help you in every single other area of business overall. If you run any other business in the future, you run and you make sure you retain these skills and you apply that
Exactly.
anywhere, you can make a lot more money than the average person would, right? So that skill alone, that you doing it yourself, failing
Mhm.
sometimes and then obviously getting back up and trying it again is what makes you, someone who's a lot more valuable even in the job market than the average person would be, because you're learning by actually doing and not learning by watching videos, right? But I know
Yeah.
a lot of people watching this who want to get into the program, who want to get into the mentorship as well. They are skeptical, and rightfully so, because a lot of people get scammed. I have seen, a lot of people myself get scammed. So,
Mhm.
including myself, I've gotten scammed before as well when I was getting started off. Now, what would you say to those people? Because obviously, there are a lot of people who are on the fence, who are not willing to take that first step, they're afraid. But what would you say to those people who are on the fence with the mentorship and they want to start, but they are still on the fence?
So I just want to say one thing to them. Like, if you take the risk, you will pretty be like confident and you will not regret. Like, you will have that thing in my mind. At least I tried. If it worked or not, it's the later thing, right? But you need to take the risk first, and you get to have trust in your mentor no matter what, because he has been there before and he is now making like a lot of successful ecom brands, and you need to trust them. That's all I wanted to say. You need to have a pretty huge faith in your mentor, because he's the one who will take you to from 0 to 100K for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great to hear, man. I'll obviously conclude it here. I don't want to make it too long. I want to make sure
Mhm.
that everyone who is watching understands where you came from, because that's a similar position
Yeah.
a lot of people will be in, and now where you're at. You're pretty much how old are you again?
I'm 24.
So you're 24, and you're
Yeah.
doing, if we keep this run rate that we're at, you do over $400,000 this year with the store, and that's in the first year of operating the store. So if we keep the run
Mhm.
rate that we have without growing at all, you almost hit a 400K per year mark. That's remarkable. And a lot of people watching this right now are in the exact same position where you were before. So to see that, to see where you were before and to see where you're right now, I think that would actually help a lot of people A, gain
Exactly.
motivation, and B, also, at least know that's possible. A lot of people think dropshipping is something that, you know, everyone tries it for a reason. There's so many people drop shipping for a
Mhm.
reason because it actually works, and you can
Yeah.
actually build a legitimate long-term brand around it. But no one wants to put in the work. No one wants to wake up, put in the work, fail, put in the work again, fail again, and put in the work again. Right?
Yeah.
Everyone gets stuck there. So to the fact that it's your testimony to actually it working is something that I think would a lot of people benefit from. So I'll conclude the interview
Exactly.
here. And again, any questions you guys have, you can DM me privately and we can go from there.